Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is James, and in this video, let's go over a little bit more stuff about the military in The Walking Dead and what happened in the story, the overall story. I really should have put this video inside a recent video I did, this one right here, but I've done several. I've started with the military from the outbreak to the Civic Republic. I talked a little bit about Fear, but then I talked more about the military and Fear the Walking Dead in this video, the next one. And then I broke down Althea's tape that happened way back in Fear the Walking Dead, which connects to Major General Bill and Okafor and what they did and the beginning of the CRM. So I should have talked about this probably in one of those videos, but this is just in addition to all of that. So to get the bigger picture, definitely check out those other 3 videos if you can. So this is what Major General Bill said. We'll start with him and we'll go then to Okafor and what he did. His big decision, his sacrifice, very sad story. It'd be cool to get a series on just Okafor. But here's what Major General Bill said in The Ones Who Live about the Second Civil War that happened.
I made the decision to take them on ourselves. Second Civil War fought on good Pennsylvania ground.
This was the National Guard against the Army, the National Guard against the Marines. Potentially, Okafor, an Air Force pilot, defected and bombed the wrong place, changed the name of the game, changed the direction of the wind. You know what I'm saying? It just changed the whole story. So this whole thing is very important about how really the CRM got started, the Civic Republic got started, and the direction of the world at this point. Okay, so you'll hear Bill call the other military the Federals, and they're the more U.S. Marines, U.S. Army, U.S. Air Force. The National Guard here in the States, it's run by the states. It's more of a state thing.
There were 2 fronts, Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, and we were losing. We couldn't sustain 2 theaters of battle.
So the Pennsylvania National Guard, led by Bill, decided, hey, Operation COBALT happened as far as orders, and not only the National Guard got the orders, but of course the Federals got the orders, which was bomb the cities, wipe everybody out. That's what was happening, and the National Guard said, oh, hell no, and tried to defend the city. So Major General Bill, the Pennsylvania National Guard, tried to defend Pittsburgh because the Army was attacking, and tried to defend Philadelphia because the Marines were attacking. And so the Air Force had just bombed LA, had just bombed Atlanta. Okafor did, and we'll tell his story more. They were about to bomb Philadelphia.
In my hometown, the massive incoming dead mass that the federal forces were unaware of.
So like I said, his forces were split, some in Philly, some in Pittsburgh, trying to defend both cities, had people in the cities, you know, just like Atlanta, they had called the people to the cities. The cities got kind of overrun. They lost control, and then they said, screw this. I'm talking about the government said, screw this, Operation COBALT, and those orders went out. So then the bombing of Atlanta, the bombing of LA, about to be the bombing of Philadelphia.
I evacuated our forces under the cover of night and let the dead overwhelm their troops and that whole city.
Major General Bill knows this, who is just, I guess, an adjunct general in the National Guard at the time. And he knows that a herd of dead is coming that the Army, the Federals, doesn't know about. And he knows he can redirect them to the city, to the Army, and it'll wipe out the city, but it'll wipe out the Army as well. His forces got away in the middle of the night and went to Philly, knowing that, okay, I'm going to sacrifice Pittsburgh. That's Major General Bill's thinking. Let the dead overrun it. Destroy the Army, destroy the city, sacrifice my hometown, sacrifice the city to go fight for Philadelphia, try to save it, at least try to save one city.
I saved Philadelphia by sacrificing Pittsburgh.
And since it was Americans against Americans, that's why Bill said the Second Civil War. The Second Civil War fought in Pennsylvania, on Pennsylvania ground, against the National Guard, the military, U.S. military against the National Guard, trying to save 2 cities. And on the Pittsburgh front, both sides lost. They lost the city, but the Army, you know, got overrun as well. So both sides lost. As far as when it comes to Philadelphia, what happened, Major General Bill backed up and went to Philadelphia. Now his entire force can try to defend the city. He knows that the bombs are coming. He knows that the Marines are gathering outside the city. Once the bombs fall, the Marines will come in and take out anything that the bombs didn't get. Here's what Okafor said to Rick. Rick went to Okafor's place and was fighting him. They were fighting each other, and Okafor finally got the upper hand. And this is what he said to Rick after Rick was saying, "Man, I've lost everything." He's like, "What, dude?" And he slams Rick on the floor and he says,
"I lost everything! I bombed Atlanta and I bombed Los Angeles."
"I lost everything. I bombed Atlanta and I bombed Los Angeles, and I was en route to do the same to Philadelphia. Estelle, a Marine named Estelle, that was my wife, and she didn't want to go in to liquidate all the people that I didn't manage to liquidate. We didn't want to see, Rick, another city die for nothing. And I had power, and I had a choice." And if you watch The Ones Who Live Back, or remember back when Okafor got Thorne and Rick, and he gave them some books and he was talking to them about power and making choices and stuff like that. And in the fight, Okafor said, "Rick, you've already made the choice. You've already made the choice." So, that's the thing about having power. You are able to make some choices that could change the direction of humanity, history, the country, everything. So Okafor said, "And I killed my wife and 4,000 other people, 4,000 Marines, and we saved hundreds of thousands, maybe even the whole world, with her choice." That's pretty powerful when you really think about it. So just think about it. The Marines are gathering at the stadium, and then Major General Beale, he's either fighting some Marines or maybe he's fighting some remnants of the Army. Something is going on as far as Major General Beale still fighting. But we have 4,000 Marines gathering that, the bombs are coming. So Beale's about to get wiped out. Whatever's left of whoever he's fighting is about to get wiped out. All the people that's left alive in the city and the city itself is about to get wiped out. Okafor is about to bomb it. He's on his way. He's flying in a plane, and he gets a radio call from his wife, Estelle. She snuck off to the side, and she gave him a call. She was able to get through, and she said, "Look, dude," maybe she was still able to use cell phones, and she called his cell phone and left a message. Maybe he couldn't converse with her. She just left him a choice. Like, "Look, dude, we've gathered up here at the stadium. We're about to go in and liquidate whatever you don't liquidate. And I'm tired of that. I don't want that to happen. I don't want another city to die. I can't let that happen. You can't let that happen. But the choice is in your hands, and I can't get out of in time because we've only got like a few minutes or whatever it may be for you to make that decision, maybe even seconds. Maybe it is a live phone call. Maybe it is a live radio call where Estelle is on the radio with Okafor. In those last few seconds, he can either keep the plane steered in the straight direction towards Philadelphia and go through with his orders and bomb the city, or cut a little bit to the left and kill his wife, man. Kill his wife. Bomb 4,000 Marines. Those are the kind of choices. That's like that trolley thing. We've talked about it. I've had videos, the trolley problem. But still, it seems like a decent ethical choice, 100,000 versus 4,000. But then, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of little bitty details in there, especially when you throw in his wife. He's about to kill his wife. He did kill his wife. While Rick is bitching about, "Hey, I miss my wife and kids," he's like, "Well, at least you got a wife to go back to if you ever get that chance." But because he bombed the Marines instead, Bill was easily able to take out any resistance left. He takes over the city, calls it Civic Republic, forms Civic Republic military, and there we have it. That's how it started. And that's how the country pretty much, if Okafor bombed LA and Atlanta, that's pretty much spread out across the country. We don't know of any other remnants left of any National Guard units or military. And now that Portland come into existence, as far as us knowing about it, and the base and the Ones Who Live that they built over there in the Cascades, it just seems like, I don't know. Is there any resistance? Could there be any resistance left as far as large communities or any remnants of the military that either will be friends or foe? We don't have all the information, but it seems like we're pretty safe at the moment now that Rick has taken out Major General Beale. But that's how it all came to be, if you happen to miss it or if you needed a refresher. The Second Civil War. The Apocalyptic Second Civil War. But hey, you guys let me know what you think about it all, of course, down in the comments below, and you know I'll join you there. This is James in Nashville as always. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more dead stuff.